Talk and Rock Radio, where friends meet at the intersection of life, inspiration, and music. Here's your host, Rick Kern.
Welcome, everyone, to Talk and Rock Radio. You know, every once in a while, you come across a band whose name just feels right. Sunshine Pumpers, even before you hear a note, you get this image of warmth, joy, maybe a little chaos, and definitely a lot of heart. Their latest album, The Journey Begins, feels like an invitation to roll the windows down, to move forward, to believe in beginnings again. Today we're sitting down with the people behind that sound, three of the members of Sunshine Pumpers, to talk about where it all started, what the music's all about, and where the journey might take them next. Welcome Charlie Miller, Barry Anderson, and Jimmy Fabens. Glad to be with you guys tonight.
We're glad to be here too. Thank you for inviting us, man.
It's going to be a fun show, man. I'm really looking forward to this one, talking to you guys. Let's rewind a little, Charlie, and talk about how you guys came back together for the second Sunshine Pumpers album.
Very good question. And you know what? We first started talking about the second album when we had finished the first album. We had done some couple of concerts. And as we were sitting around, we felt at first, what do we want to do next? How do we want to go? And where do we want to take it? At that moment, Jimmy had been working on some personal originals. That's how we usually do it. He goes into his own little world. Barry was doing the same thing too, and I myself had a few songs myself that we were already kind of writing during the second album, believe it or not. So as we got together, we started talking about wanting to go ahead and do more of a electronic type music. We kind of got excited about that because for us, electronic music does a little something. Jimmy, since for the longest time, when he hears a song that's got some great synths, or Barry, they get really into it, and I'm no different than them. I get the same way too. So I want to make sure that we focus on one thing when we talk about the music. The music really was something that came out of us, but thinking electronically. That's all it was. And the three of us decided that we were going to continue with the Sunshine Pumpers. We had a couple of members that they were hoping to go a different direction, and they did, and we missed them too, by the way, a lot. But the good news is I'm sure they're doing well, and we got lucky that the three of us continued moving forward. So pretty much that's how it all got started right there.
The album title, The Journey Begins, feels poetic, but also it feels really intentional. What does that phrase mean to you personally and for the band as a whole?
Well, I'll let Barry maybe answer that question right there.
Okay.
Well, that name comes from the song that's on the album, The Journey Begins. And that song originated from an idea I put together about 15 years ago. And it was just the chord progression that I came up with. And it kind of bounced around on my hard drive and in my head for the longest time. And I sent it to Charlie and Jimmy, and they listened to it and they really liked it and wanted to turn it into a Sunshine Pumper song. So my original idea with that was that it would be about the dog Laika, the Russian dog that was launched into space and left to die in orbit. And we talked about making the song about Laika. But as we were working on the lyrics, we kind of wanted to make it not so focused on that, but about that, but still sort of general enough that people would relate to it, that it doesn't necessarily have to be about a dog. And we realized, well, this is about a journey into space, the beginning of the journey. And that's where we came up with The Journey Begins. And it fits the song, but it also fits this album, because this is the beginning of a journey in a different direction for Sunshine Pumpers from what the first album was.
That's true.
It's still similar. It still has many of the same ideas, but it is more along an electronic pathway, which is very popular now these days.
I was going to ask you, was there in the development of these songs, were there wild transformations that took place along the journey?
You didn't take it, Andrew?
Well, the original, all the keyboard parts were Barry and Charlie had put together, and they had wanted to give it to me to take to my studio and see what I could do to maybe we could add some parts to it, put some guitar to it. They were thinking maybe we should add a bridge, maybe we should do this or that. So we decided, well, I'll take it on, and took it home. I listened to it, and I was thinking, well, I just really like the way it flows. It doesn't. It really is basically doesn't have all the components in a normal typical rock song would have, with like verse, choruses, and bridges, and all that organization. It's kind of repetitive all the way through. But I started thinking, well, it just really does. It really does build beautifully. It's a really wonderful sounding keyboards. And maybe I was thinking, what kind of guitar could I add? And I started trying to add a bunch of noisy stuff, and finally threw it all out and said, you know what, this really needs is minimalistic playing. So I came up with some very minimalistic and clean sounding chords in the chorus part of the song. And then I came up with a guitar solo for it. And I took it back to them, and I told them, look, this is what I hear. And they, I didn't want to add any parts to it, and I think it's fine the way it is. And then of course we wrote the lyrics. Charlie and I wrote the lyrics, and Barry, you were there with our lyrics too?
Yeah, that's well. To get back to your question, that song actually did go through some wild transformations because my original idea was basically just electric piano with a little bit of effects on it and some strings to accentuate some of the chord changes. And when we started working on it, Charlie and I started working on it before we handed it off to Jimmy for guitars and other ideas. We tried putting, remember that drum loop that we put on it? There's this crazy drum loop that we put on it that we thought, oh, this can go through the whole thing, but we're going to make the drum loop distorted and do all this crazy stuff to it. And we ran with that at first, and then we ended up coming back to really what my original idea was in the arrangement, because the drum loop was just a little too hectic and out of character for what we were wanting to do.
And then same thing with the lyric. I mean, when you think about the lyrics, it's, dogs and humans love. There's a love there. So for me, I had told the guys, I want this to be able to touch people that hear it and don't know about Laika to feel like that song is about them. And it took a little maneuvering and rewriting and changing with Jimmy and myself and Barry, but we made it possible to, when you listen to it, a person could definitely say, hey, they're talking about me.
That's transformative in itself, man.
That was important. Yeah.
When you think about it. And that's one of the things I was going to ask you next, but you've you answered my next question, because I was going to ask you, is the lyric or the groove or the moment of inspiration, how did all this work? Did you do a lot of it yourself, Charlie, by yourself? Or was there some collaborative moments in the studio with the three of you guys knocking heads on what to do and all that?
I believe that would be the latter, that the collaboration is there. And I will tell you, we are a band that, and I'm to speak for myself, but I think I speak for them as well, in that soundscapes excite us. We maybe write something off of that, or a riff that Jimmy put together, and we go off of that. Those are the things that get us where it germinates the idea for the song. And it's very easy for me to tell you, oh, they just come out and they're like that. No, we have to massage them. We have to do all kinds of stuff. Sometimes we have some songs that don't go anywhere, and we've got them set up in the computer where they're living forever, but they don't have any existence outside of the album itself. But we motivate each other, and at the same time, there's a thing like on that solo, good example, the solo that Jimmy came up with on Laika, or The Journey Begins.
It's fantastic.
Man, it speaks to me, and I get excited about things like that. And then Jimmy was telling me that the song itself excited him, that he needed to meet a certain level. And I think he even exceeded that level. He did a fantastic job.
Oh, he did. And he was in the moment. I just love watching the clip. It's on. Charlie, you know, since we're talking about the album and how you all put these songs together and everything, talk a little bit about How Does It Feel? What was the inspiration for that song?
How Does It Feel was a kind of a personal song in a sense that I've known people like this. And what it is, it's about men can be very hard sometimes and harsh when it comes to a love affair and so on. And in some cases, they actually can go to the extreme and they actually hurt. And my thought was that I didn't like that I was very uncomfortable knowing that it happened even to some people that I'm aware of. And at the end of the day, the idea of the song was this young lady was in a relationship, left it because it was such a horrendous relationship. And she decided to date this guy or go out with this guy, and all of a sudden they're at some kind of a function, and that guy walks back in, and that's her eyes just quickly just boom zeroed in on him, and before you knew it, she takes off with this guy, and that's when she starts to feel, look, I'm in the same boat again. Look, it's the same thing. Nothing's changed. He said he's changed, but nothing has changed. And that was the premise of how does it feel to be in love again? Because it's more of a play on the words of, you know, you're in love, but really, what are you doing? How does it feel? You're back in the same boat. And that's basically what got me to write the song in there. And a lot of it, again, collaboration with the guys, and we finally put it all together, and it turned out really, I like the song a lot. I really do.
I do too.
All right. How does it feel to be in love again? And how does it feel to be in love again? Hands of time, it softens the pain within you. Sing old lies, they lure you right back, they haunt you. He says he's changed for good, he's been misunderstood, but I know I would never do that. One look at him and you never look back. He's trying to win you over, he thinks he's Casanova, but I know I would never do that. You gave your heart in seconds flat. How does it feel?
One thing that stands out on The Journey Begins is how balanced it feels. You know, every track has its own color, but it sounds like one story. You know, how did you decide which songs were going to make the cut in this final CD?
You would take that, Jimbo?
Well, that kind of happens early in the process. I think like for Charlie will come over to my studio and listen to some of my ideas, and the ones that I hate are the ones that he really likes.
That's true. That's true.
And we'll start building on those ideas, and they'll either continue to go or they will just kind of fizzle out. And then there are some things where you work on them for a while and they just are not happening. You know, you just know that there's just something that's just never going to work.
That's true.
And there's been some songs that we've done that I really like, but I know they're really not up to the level that we really want songs to be. So it just kind of happens. To me, it happens early in the process. And when we had all of the recordings together for about 10 songs, for the 10 songs of the album, there was really no question with us. For those were the ones that we were going to feature, you know, because they were the ones that made the cut just kind of naturally, you know.
That's right.
It's nice that you still have some that didn't make the cut, though, because they just need to ferment a little longer and mature, and like a fine wine, maybe on the next one, maybe it'll happen, you know?
And sometimes it does. You're right. Exactly. That's what happens. I had a friend of mine who came in to listen to the songs, kind of just he was visiting, and I told him we got like about maybe 7, 8 songs that we're not even going to use. And he says, well, can I have at least one of those tunes? I said, no, bro, I don't know that you would like it or not. But, you know, it's kind of nice that they would think that they would want to go ahead and use those two. So I liked it. It was good.
You know, they can be holdovers for the next year. We want to start releasing songs a lot, you know, kind of a little bit at a time, you know. And having some of these old ideas in the works is a great thing to have. You know?
You bet it is.
And Jimmy brings up something very important, which is basically the music industry has changed. And Barry was initially the first one that said, why don't we just start to release songs? Don't not wait for the album to be done. Let's just start releasing them, because we took a long while to get this one out. And we could have released them, you know, as we went along with the tracks.
Yeah.
But that's a good point. I mean, you know, is that now we're gonna face that reality of, after we start to promote this album, we've got like about 6 more songs that we're gonna go ahead and release.
Yeah.
You know, every 2 weeks to the public so they can hear them and stuff too. And we hope that they will start to like them and want to get to Spotify or iTunes and so on, so they can get their Sunshine Pumpers fix. But at the end of the day, we feel that this is the new approach we need to take. Yeah.
Several months ago, when you guys asked me to review your CD, you know, we discussed the elements and standard moments or standout moments in each song that I really liked. And, you know, you and I, Charlie, agreed on a lot of stuff, but, you know, my favorite song out of the 10 was The Journey Begins. Like a song. I tell you what, I absolutely love it. And you haven't told me yet the order of what songs are going to be on what are on the CD. I've seen it the lineup on YouTube, but I don't know if that's the way the lineup is going to be, because I think that changes. So I don't know what the lineup is yet, but I will certainly find out when I get the CD added to my library.
Well, if you go to Spotify or iTunes or streaming service, you'll see the lineup.
Okay, good.
It'll be there. And The Journey Begins is the first song on the album.
All right. Because that was my choice when I was talking to Charlie.
Guess which is the last one? Because you suggested it too.
Yeah.
What was the last one?
Initialize the end.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So every band has their own recording rituals that, you know, that place where the songs come alive. What was the vibe like in the studio for this record most of the time?
You know what? for me, it felt like we were very focused for really, I mean, probably more focused than we have been ever before. And I hope that it shows in or you can hear that focus. We still had a lot of fun. We do a lot of laughing all the time, and something comes up that just that makes us laugh, or we talk about serious things that's happening in the world.
I
And
was going to ask you, was there any chaos in all of that laughter too, mixed in with it?
I don't know. I'd rather plead the fifth than anything.
In other
But
words, it was
yeah,
pure
yeah.
magic that no one will ever forget, right?
No one will ever forget, but we had some great times, and we still do. That's the great thing. We never get tired of being together and talking and working. And Jim, we were talking about an idea for a song, and just Jimmy and I were. What was that? We came. There was a title that was brought up, and we'll probably go back to it in a little bit. I can't even remember it right now, but it's just that's how it happens all the time. The thing about Barry, and I always tell him, Barry, I'm gonna set the synth on record and let you play for about 10, 20 minutes because I get so many pearls of deals that he does that just get us excited. I mean, and I know I do. And then Jimmy, the same way, if he gets an acoustic guitar before you know it, we're we're pushing on an idea or getting something done. So
Well,
chaos, no more. Just if you said routines or whatever we're doing, that's basically it.
your sound has this undeniable optimism about it. Even when the lyrics dig into heavier emotions. Was that something you consciously aimed for, Charlie, or guys, or is it really? I don't know. Tell me, what do you think on that?
There's one song that I purposely would try to make it optimistic, which is New Horizon.
New Horizon.
I started the writing on that one,
Mhm.
and it was for the purpose of
I think it almost started as an exercise for you,
well, it did.
right?
It did.
Yeah, it
It
did.
started as an exercise. I was thinking about uh, all the positive aspects of building yourself into something better and reaching new horizons.
Yeah.
And the whole song just started coming together from that. Of course, Charlie takes it and does the melody and puts we wrote together the lyrics and
Mhm.
but the original music was full of optimism. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's the one that I know that I put a lot of optimism in.
The status quo, the spirit of the restless. Woe it's me, the mantra of the helpless. The blaming game, lack of self-reflection. Oh my wow. I'm on a new direction. Oh, there's no looking back. Oh, there's no looking back. I trace the winds to a new horizon. I'm in this race to the new horizon. New horizon.
I think that overall, our music, that Jimmy and I and Barry on some of the songs, when we approached the lyrics, we were going to release more of the inner self, which meant we were going to dig in, and if something sounded absurd, we didn't throw it away. We
Yeah.
kind of kept it in there and mixed it in with the other stuff, right?
Yeah.
And then eventually it all took shape. And you know what? And I'm going to be honest with you. Jimmy has a tendency to kind of write the lead horse when we're doing the lyrics. He kind of like has a direction, and I'm more of the throwing some of the ideas in there, and some of them catch, some of them don't, and he brings in some others of his own. But he's kind of got he wants to get to the end of the story. And I'm not looking for that place. I'm looking for just during the song itself. And so that helps us get to that point too, where we
Yeah,
finish the tune.
yeah.
On the emotion side of this, I the song that you sang, Charlie, I want to let go. I caught the emotion in that one big time. Talk about that one a little bit.
Well, I started that song on the synthesizers and the piano, and it was a vibe thing first before anything else, and then I had some electronic things that were giving me the ideas of I want to let go, and basically, you know what it is. Sometimes I feel like we don't get to the inner core of our music because we don't want to let it go. We just don't want to open up because we become very vulnerable, and it exposes really a lot of the stuff that we're feeling and so on. And that's the good thing about having Jimmy is that when I'm in that place, that he'll come in from another perspective and actually helps me to get some of it out, and he gets some
Yeah.
of it as well. Same thing with Barry, tonal wise and all that kind of stuff. It helps out a lot, and it's just the idea of letting go. Just you just gotta let go. Or if you're trying to get into a relationship,
Yeah.
but you're kind of afraid, you just gotta let go. Because it may be the best thing that ever happened to you.
That's
Charlie,
right.
the song was so unbelievably. I thought that was very emotional just from all before the guitar parts were added. When I came into the guitar parts, I was very emotional about the guitar parts.
Yeah, it sounded too.
And when you're playing guitar or any instrument, you can really the feelings that you have, especially if they're very deep.
Mhm.
It can it transitions to your instrument.
It certainly does. It certainly does. And that's when you were doing your solo on Journey, Jimmy. I can see the emotion in your playing. I mean, you're in it. I mean, you're in the groove. You're in the moment, and when you're moving the neck of the guitar, I mean, you're just the sounds there. I mean, it's great. It's just wonderful. I wanted to see more of it. I could just sit there for an hour and watch you, dude.
I was thinking, God, that I'm really being hard on my guitar. Really
Well, it
Well,
worked.
that's how he gets his vibrato. He's really rough on it.
I know.
Favorite
Well,
vibrato. I love it.
you got to do the Joe Bonamassa thing. Got to do what you got to do.
That's
gotta do what
right.
you gotta do. But when you're playing faster stuff too, it's a very delicate thing.
Mhm.
So it's a mix between
Yeah.
getting back into the it's really a lot to it.
I agree. But again, I'm partial to Jimmy's type of playing. He's
Oh, yeah.
very melodic. I love melodic guitar solos. And there's another song, and on that one, he played a solo that I tell him that's my all-time favorite. And we're gonna be releasing that song soon, so
Okay.
we'll be able to talk about that
Is
one
that the
too.
candle burns out?
The Candle Burns Out. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
that's the title of the song. Yeah.
Okay, well, there's always this one track that refuses to cooperate. Which song took the most patience to get right? That's for you, Barry.
It's a good question.
Thank you.
It seemed like all of them were at that point
at
one time or another, and at various points in the production, be it the lyrics or coming up with the right sounds for the drums, or just they all had their little issues at some point or another, because we get them to a point where we think, okay, it sounds really good. But then we'd come back another day and go, well, it's not quite, it sounds good, but it's not quite there.
Right.
And we would just keep going on until we find what we feel was missing.
And to add to that, because Barry's spot on too, there was a song, Diana.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Diana came to me in a dream. I actually got up in the middle of the night, woke myself up so I could go ahead and record the melody and some of the stuff on the song, because it really sounded, and I was excited about what I heard. And you know how in dreams these things start to fade away? I'll try to get as much as I could. But that song was going to be chopped. It was going to be chopped. I didn't know what to do with it anymore. That I said, Jimmy, you go ahead and take it, bro. Take the drums, take the bass, and let's see where it goes from there. Because I was frustrated. I'm sure you were
Well,
too.
it for some reason it just wasn't going anywhere, and that's a great example of a song that wasn't going anywhere. But I always had faith in it. I always knew that could be a great song, especially the beginning
intro
part,
from
the
Barry,
intro
yeah.
part of the song was just so inspiring to me that I thought, something's got to happen with this. You know?
Diana's home, she dreams of where she wants to be. She's stepping out, the splendor of her majesty. It's just another dream, it's just her other life, a crowded life that's not meant for me. Girl, I would love you, yes, I would rock you. Just open up now, don't even ask now. Take my world apart, take my beating heart. Take it, take it, take it, take it, take it. Where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? She's dressed to kill, the center of her fantasy. She moves around, she sees just what she wants to see. I'm just another guy, I'm just another clown. The way she's dancing turns me upside down. Girl, I would love you, yes, I would rock you.
It's a beautiful intro, and that's Barry on the synths and the piano and stuff too, doing the work. And again, it goes back to that collaboration over and over. But I know we talk about that, but the Beatles, they had two guys that had pretty much the writing and everything else too. Well, it's kind of like that between the three of us. We're always putting in something that's going to make it magical, just like those two guys did. And in that song, really, we were about to chop it off. Jimmy came back. The tracks just were phenomenal. I told him, man, you saved this song.
Lyrically, there's a lot of movement in light, rain, horizons, illusions. Talk about Just an Illusion and New Horizon a little bit more, Charlie. We touched on New Horizon some, but talk a little bit more about that and for sure about Just an Illusion.
Well, I'll start off with New Horizons. The fact Jimmy's mentioned it earlier. This was an idea. We had been talking about doing music for streaming purposes, for syncing, using them to sync for movies or TV shows or whatever. And there was an exercise that a friend of ours, Ruben Castillo, who was the keyboard player for the last band, Sunshine Pumpers, and he's always still a dear friend. He comes in and talks to us and gives us ideas of how to do certain things. But he said that they're looking for certain type of things. And that's when Jimmy latched on to the idea of something positive.
Yep.
And like he said earlier, and when he did that, I could even feel it when I heard the idea. It just pumped me up immediately. I just felt he had a great drum sound on it too. And story short, he was the one that kind of got New Horizons started with a vision of something positive. And I'm glad that he did, because we wouldn't have had that song on the album. And as far as New Illusion, Just an Illusion, I'll let Jimmy kind of talk to you a little bit about that one.
Well, that one I started at my studio, and it was I don't know, there was just some synth sounds that I really liked on one of our synthesizers, and it kind of got me to going on some ideas, and pretty soon it started developing into his whole song. I put together a lot of the music, and then Charlie came in and he listened to it, and I think he started working on it while it was in my studio.
Yeah,
It was, and we brought it over to this studio, to the main studio here, and finished it up. In terms of we didn't have any concept of what the lyrics would be when we wrote the music, but I knew that it was real upbeat, kind of positive kind of thing, but it ends up being just. And by the way, it wasn't one of my favorite songs, but it has become one of my favorite songs after we finished it. I really liked the song.
It turned out great. It turned out great at the end. Yeah.
Do you know I'm lifted up and taken away? Taken up to cosmic heights, to the clouds where you lay. Happy beating in my chest, but you never play. There are words like meant to be that you never say. I suggest together and you forsake forever. That's for you, not for me. I tend to overplay the things you underplay. Should we pass, should it be? Got it taken to a state of confusion. And where the real can be just an illusion. Maybe it's you.
Yeah, it's got some great feel in it. One of my favorite things about The Journey Begins is that it feels personal, but it also feels communal. What's it been like hearing how the fans are reacting to the record so far?
You want to take that, or?
Well, it's not very far out right now. I mean,
Yeah.
there's not a lot of people that have given us enough response to it, because we haven't reached enough people yet. But the ones that have, they're very excited about it. They're very positive, and it's great seeing the reaction to it.
Yeah.
You know, it keeps us going, makes us excited to get ready to perform these live and to go on and write more songs.
Adding to what Barry said there is that, and he's right, we're not at that point where we feel ready to go ahead and try to reach a larger audience, and we know we have the capacity to do that. And we're still working on some pieces that, not musically,
We're stuck in the online marketing thing, finding ways to get the songs out, creating content to make people excited. Uh, that part is not our forte. That's not what we do, but you have to now. And so we're still learning a lot of that side of it, and it's taken a lot of time.
And we have some people, Andy Watley and
Charlie
Charlie,
Steed. Yeah.
yeah, that are going to start helping us and stuff too. They've been asking a lot from us, and I don't blame them. So I think sometimes they get frustrated because we're moving at a slow clip, because we don't like to do things just half-ass. I hate to say it that way, but
It's true though.
we're very focused on getting. If it's going to come out, it's got to come out like our vision is.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And they are they've been patient waiting for us to get a lot of stuff ready and moving forward. And I hope that they're going to take the baton, may I say, and that they're start running with it and
Yeah.
doing all kinds of stuff. So it's going to be in their hands. And then we have a young lady by the name of Teresita who's trying to get us now. She's been waiting the same thing to get the band to start doing the concert shows, because she does promotions in town and out of town as well. And she's behind this group 100%, and she wants to help us out. And so we've got people that want to help us out. Look at you, Rick. You're doing such a wonderful job by helping us get the word out.
Next question. A lot of your fans are musicians themselves. If you could offer one piece of advice to artists trying to find their voice, what would you tell them? And that's for you, Charlie.
Well, the one thing I would tell them is what we have done. The word Sunshine Pumpers is about a group of people, whether it's a sports people or music people or any kind of people that are enamored with what they do, that they love what they do. But they also think, you know what? This is going to do something. This is going to happen. Something big is going to, like in the sports. The Cowboys are going to be great. One of these, this is the year. This is the year. And guess what? It's not. But that's a Sunshine Pumper. They never give up. And so I tell people, and everybody has heard this before, never give up. You never know when the time is going to be there for you. But hone your skills. You cannot just, because you want to be somebody special, think you can just sit around and wait for it to happen. You've got to get better and better and better. So hone the skills and keep on doing it. That's all there's to it.
Good advice. How do you want people to feel after listening to this album in eventual live shows?
I would like them to think that we did the best we could have done, and that we really were, and as we mentioned earlier, really focused on that. That we want this to be national level, not to be at a regional or whatever level. We want to see this have an opportunity to get there, and we need help. We need the El Paso people to get excited and back us and do that kind of stuff. Hopefully it'll open up doors for other guys here in El Paso as well.
So the journey begins, but it doesn't end here. What's next for Sunshine Pumpers? There's some live shows coming up, maybe in the works, right?
Well, we have the potential, and that's what we're working on now, working on our abilities to perform live. And we have, you can see a lot of our music is pretty elaborate. So there's, even though we leave a lot of space in our music, there's still a lot of parts, and we have to make sure that we can produce this live, because that's the way we think. We think that when we play live, it's a production. It's not just we're going to play a gig. Everything. Everybody's going to be in the pocket and play on the money and in the moment, and everybody's going to perform as best they can, and that's the kind of thing, the kind of standards we have, and it's a tough thing to do. And right now we're in the middle of doing all that and working on it.
If you had to sum up where the band is right now, guys, in one word or phrase, what would it be and why?
Wow, that's a good question. You want to try a little bit of that? Maybe we can go one by one, see where it gets us to.
You bet.
Ask me that question again.
I wanted to get too.
Well, if you had to sum up where the band is right now in one word or phrase, what would it be and why?
Working hard for the reasons I went over about the doing the things that we're not used to doing right now. You know, we produced the album, we mixed it, we mastered it, we did everything ourselves in here. And now though, we've got to go get into the marketing and the creating content and getting it in the right places and all of that. And that's proven to be probably the most difficult part for us.
This is supposed to be one word.
Yeah, that's okay.
Or a phrase, it doesn't matter.
Difficulties. Working hard.
Working hard, that's got a little dash in it, right? What's your thought, Jim?
One word.
Or 40, like Barry, it doesn't matter.
I think we're in a challenging, it is going to be two words, but challenging mode.
Challenging mode, yeah. And I think that for me, right now, again, I'm going to probably have two words. It's the most exciting most excited that we've been about where we're at right now musically. Production-wise, with his expertise, Jimmy's and my writing and his writing. I mean, it's just like you could go on and on feeding off each other. And how many words is that now?
That wasn't it.
But I'm just very excited of where we're at right now.
For someone who's just discovering Sunshine Pumpers, what's the one song that best captures who you are? I'd like for each one of you to tell me your favorite cuts on this CD and why, in relation to someone discovering you guys. What would be the best song out of all that captures who you guys are?
Oh, well, I think The Journey Begins is a song that that's one of my favorite songs on the album. And I think it does capture who we are. You know? Mm-hmm. I think it's you know, a dog's sacrifices life so the space someday when we go to Alpha Centauri or some other place in the universe, that sacrifice is going to stand for something.
Save me from this bitter cold and take me home. Maybe I was never meant to have and hold. How could I be so bold to want this for me? Lately Is there someone out there meant for me? The journey begins. This journey begins. As this journey begins. Is there someone out there meant for me? As this journey begins, the journey begins for me. Journey begins.
And I kind of just think that in my I look upon our the sacrifices that we have to make now, and the hardships that you go through to produce good music. You're hoping that someday we will really be able to go somewhere with the music, you know. And anyway,
And you-
So that I don't repeat what Jimmy said, I'll choose another song though. But and it's kind of like mine is "The Candle Burns Out." There's
Yeah, but we
something.
haven't heard that one yet.
No, we haven't heard that one yet. But that's one that that touches me a lot. And how does it feel to be in
Okay.
love? Yeah, that's one that I think is a strong tune. I
And you,
like.
Barry?
I will also mention two songs.
Yeah.
One is My Rain,
Mhm.
because of the emotional place that one comes from. It really comes through in the recording. We haven't released that one yet in a video like the others, but it's coming soon. And then the other one I'm going to mention, of course, is The Journey Begins,
Mhm.
because that one is more personal to me.
Mhm.
That one started with something that I came up with many years ago. So and the way it's developed, I think it went exactly where I wanted it to go.
Mhm.
Well, and it's so exciting for you, I guess, because it came to fruition for you.
Mhm.
You know,
It did. It
Yeah.
did.
a dream, kind of like a dream come true. It's happening for you. So that's really, really cool. Okay, guys, before we wrap up, I want to do a little lightning round with you all, and this is no overthinking on this. Just going to be real simple. Each one of you guys, coffee, tea, or tequila?
coffee.
Coffee.
T.
Morning or midnight writing sessions?
Midnight.
Morning.
Midnight.
Definitely morning.
Analog warmth or digital precision?
Analog.
Is that even a question? Analog.
The smell of Mylar, right? Oh.
You're talking a mood. He loves his mood, man. Yeah.
And the last one will be playing live or in the studio.
Notice how
In the
quiet we
studio.
got.
I don't know.
I love the studio process, but I love the live process. I'll choose both if I can. Can I?
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, because when you're playing live, you know, you're not getting the vibe, the rapport from the audience, the, you know, the ego building moment, you know, especially when you get to standing O, you know, that's your ultimate pay right there, right?
True.
it is when things are going well and playing live, and you're really into the performance and everything, and you're really things are just happening. That's a great feeling.
It is.
There's nothing like it. There's nothing like it. You know, I've had a few myself, and mostly when I was on the road. You know, in El Paso, we were playing in bars and making a living, but on the road, you know, when we were playing actual showrooms, you know, nothing like having 400 or 500 people out there and giving you an ovation. It's the ultimate great feeling. But okay, did you answer, Charlie? Did you get that answered?
Yeah, I said both. I like
Okay,
both.
both. Okay, yeah. I just want to make sure here.
Yeah.
All right, talking with Sunshine Pumpers feels like catching a glimpse of why people make music in the first place, not for fame, but because it's a way to connect, to reflect, and to celebrate the messy, beautiful process of going on a journey. Their album Journey Begins is out now, and whether you're chasing a dream, starting over, or just looking for a little light, it's a great listen. It's been great having you guys on the show tonight. Your talent and energy is so contagious, and I know nothing but great things are around the corner for you guys. Keep pumping the sunshine. Love you guys.
Thank you, Rick.
Thank you.
We appreciate it.
Rick.
Thank you. Love you too,
Bye-bye.
brother. Take care.
Bye-bye.
See you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.